The Energy Market Authority will ration Singapore's electricity supply during an emergency, but this will be done as a last resort. The move is among new measures to ensure the country's energy security and stability. Nasyrah Rohim with more.
If there's ever a power shortage, the Energy Market Authority plans to keep critical services like healthcare and telecommunications running. Households will also get just enough electricity for daily needs. But other measures are in place before the need to ration power.
We have sufficient generation capacity, including a 27% reserve margin, which provides for planned and unplanned outages. These measures, combined with voluntary power conservation, can meet all our demand in most potential disruption scenarios. However, we cannot afford to be complacent. Singapore must prepare for worst-case scenarios.
Singapore's transition to green energy will also mean new projects for the country. The recovery of such costs will come from those that benefit from such initiatives. Several MPs raised concerns that such a cost recovery may lead to higher energy and electricity prices.
Can ministers share more information on what would trigger the decision for the need for such cost recovery, the framework for such cost recovery?
New initiatives related to energy security, market development and decarbonisation will only be introduced if necessary for the power system. We will seek to be targeted in the implementation of these initiatives. For example, as some members suggested, entities that benefit more from an initiative could pay a higher rate so that the costs are allocated fairly.
A central gas buying entity will also be formed by the end of this year. Fully owned by the government, it will undertake all future natural gas contracts. But MPs questioned if this would hinder the freedom of current generation companies to decide who they buy from.
Would this not deprive Gencos of the ability to capitalise on opportunistic spot liquefied natural gas or LNG contracts to bring down their overall cost of generating electricity, which they can pass on to electricity consumers?
Singapore's power sector currently needs around 6 to 7 million tonnes of natural gas annually. But with 6 main Gencos, each contracting on the average for only 1 million tonne, they do not have economies of scale. Centralisation and scale therefore give Gasco room to negotiate for more favourable gas contracting terms, as well as to explore co-procurement with other major gas procurement entities.
The EMA is also working with Gencos on an incentive scheme to find the most competitive deals. These will then be referred to the central gas buying entity to evaluate.
Singapore will also form a new $5 billion future energy fund to encourage the deployment of low-carbon energy infrastructure. It will offset the costs of energy transition projects like hydrogen terminals and pipelines. One power generation company expects the move will keep electricity prices affordable for consumers.
What MTI EMA is putting together for the Future Energy Fund is to bridge the gap between the investors and the consumers, to bridge the gaps, and so that the price at the end to the consumer will be still at an affordable level. So for Trustpower, we believe that would be good for us to put forward with some more viable projects, especially for low carbon energy imports from other countries.